Hi everyone. So today we're going to do another Pilates mat class. One of our subscribers has asked that we particularly focus on the arms and the inner thigh. So we're going to go through a little sequence that focuses mainly on that. So let's get straight into it. I hope you enjoy. We're going to start on our backs. We're going to start warming up our muscles before we get into anything. So let's start in that comfortable supine position. Feet a foot and a half away from our glutes, and our knees and ankles a foot width apart from each other. From here, we're going to inhale, and on the exhale, we're going to slowly activating that core. We're going to tilt that pelvis up towards the ceiling and slowly lifting those hips up towards the ceiling. From here, squeezing those glutes, activating that core, sucking belly to spine, drawing our arms and shoulders down, on pushing them into the floor and drawing our scaps down our back. We're going to inhale, and on the exhale, slowly roll back down. Like I said, we're just getting our muscles warm and activated before we get into the actual sequence. So inhale and exhale out. All the way, lifting those hips towards the ceiling, squeezing those glutes, activating those hamstrings, and deep breath in and slowly rolling back down. Remember, when we're going back down, we are articulating through the spine, so we're just dropping one vertebra at a time to contact the floor as we control our bodies to fall back to starting point. Sucking in that pelvic floor as we're working and breathing as we're doing it. Slow, controlled movements. I want you to feel that activation. And last one, we're going to stay in the air on this one. Unlocking one vertebra at a time, squeezing those glutes, transferring your weight onto your left leg. We're going to lift our right knee into tabletop position and inhale. Exhale, toe tap. Inhale, up, and 1. We're going to do 8 of these. 2. Making sure those hips aren't dropping and are nice and aligned. And 5. We're going to do 8 with a 10-second single leg hold. 2 more. 7 and 8. And extending that leg out and holding. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bending that leg to tabletop, dropping it down to lift that other leg up into tabletop. And inhale, exhale, toe tap. And 1, 2. Inhale up, exhale down. Feeling that glutes activation. And 4, we have 4 more halfway. Sucking in that pelvic floor. And 3. And 2. And 1. And extending that leg, aligning the knees, keeping that toe pointed, and holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bending that leg back to tabletop, slowly lowering it down, lifting those hips to slowly roll back to starting point. Remember, starting point is when that pelvis is horizontal to the floor. Pelvis and spine are in neutral. We're going to inhale. On the exhale, slowly roll that pelvis up towards the ceiling. Feeling that activation as you're working. Taking the pelvis in first before we start lifting those hips. And inhale. And on the exhale, lifting right leg into tabletop position, extending it out and rotating and pointing that inner part of your knee up towards the ceiling. So your toe is rotated outwardly. We're going to inhale, and on the exhale, lower that leg down and inhale back up. That's 1. And 2. We're doing 8. And 3, 4, 5, 6, core tight, glutes tight, and last one, back up, rotating that knee back in, bending into tabletop, dropping that leg, transferring the other leg up into tabletop, extending it, rotating that inner part of your knee up towards the ceiling and keeping that toe pointed. Inhale, exhale, leg lower, and 1, squeezing that glute to maintain that hip height. 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. Back up, bending that knee to tabletop, dropping it down, lifting those hips to slowly roll back down. Deep breath in. On the exhale, we're going to lift right leg into tabletop and left leg into tabletop. We're going to place both hands up towards the ceiling, just warming up those core muscles. Inhale, exhale, single leg toe tap. We're going to do 6 of these before we drop the opposite hand to the floor while the other foot toe taps. And let's do 2 more. And now we're going to drop right leg toe tap to left arm and back up. That's 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. A little bit of codes walking here, but just keep concentrating, focusing. Right leg, left arm, left leg, right arm. And let's do 1 more on each leg. And last one. And back. Arms going down into a T position. And we're slowly going to extend our legs up towards the ceiling. And we're going to inhale. On the exhale, stabilizing that pelvis, making sure it's not moving. We're just going to draw little circles down and around. We're going to do 4 of these towards the one side and then 4 towards the other side. 1 more before we change, making sure that that pelvis is not moving, your core is stabilizing, and you are controlling using all those core muscles. Let's do 2 more, and 1, and 2, and dropping those legs back into tabletop position, and slowly dropping right leg down, left leg down, bending those knees and ankles together and just rocking your knees towards the floor from side to side just to get some mobility before we begin the next sequence. And 1 more on each side. Just breathe and allow that stretch into that side of your body. We're going to bring arms towards our sides. We're going to lift right leg up, left leg up. Then we're going to interlace our hands behind our heads. We're slowly going to inhale. On the exhale, slowly roll head, neck, and chest off the ground, keeping our elbows in that periphery, making sure that our core is tight and we're supporting that lower back. We're going to inhale, and on the exhale, slowly do single leg toe taps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8, and hold, and double leg toe taps, and 1. We're doing 6 of these. 2, making sure when you're going down that that pelvis is stabilized. We've got 3 more, and 1, and 2, and 3, and back up, slowly rolling head, neck, and chest back to the ground, dropping right leg down, left leg down, and extending our feet onto the floor. We're going to extend arms overhead, getting ready for a roll up, and rolling yourself back up. If you have to, you can bend your legs and just place your arms behind the back of your thighs just to walk yourself up if you struggle to do a roll up unassisted. Okay, from here we are going to Make sure we're sitting in the center of the mat. We are placing our feet comfortably on the floor, 1.5 feet away from our glutes. From here, we're slowly going to place hands and lean into them behind us. We're slowly going to use our core to lift our legs into that tabletop position. From here, we're slowly going to extend our arms out, and we're just going to do 6 of these to warm up. That's 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, and back to center. And from here, now what we're going to do is extend and do little scissor cuts, lifting and lowering each leg alternately. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, back to center. And 1, 2, 3, knee to chest, 4, 5, and 6, and placing feet back on the floor. We're just going to hug our knees to our chest to rest before we move into the next sequence. We're going to get back into that same position. We're going to extend our legs, but this time we're slowly going to rotate our inner knee towards the ceiling, and we are going to lift and lower our feet around and almost circulate them around each other. We're going to do 6 more. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Core tight, bending the knees, back to center, dropping those feet onto the floor and hugging knees to chest. We're going to do that one more time, and slowly placing those hands back down. We're going to extend those legs. Please make sure that you are activating properly. If you aren't activating correctly in this position, you could compromise your back. So just make sure, if you are getting a little bit tired during these movements, that you rest in between. The key here is to get that deep activation into these lower core muscles as well as into this region. So we're going to extend, pointing inner thigh towards the ceiling, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and bending back to center and extending and bending those knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and slowly dropping down and hugging knee to chest. We're going to, if you can, extend your legs. Modification is if you just hold hands here, we're going to roll back down. So extending legs, arms in front of you, rolling one vertebra at a time, tilting that pelvis down, 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 all the way towards the floor. Okay, we're going to turn over onto our right hand side. We're going to lie down on the mat, placing head comfortably on your lower arm, placing the other hand in front of you to support your body. Shoulders perpendicular to the ground, hips perpendicular to the ground, and you're going to inhale, and on the exhale, lift your straight legs up towards the ceiling and back down. We're going to do 8 of these with a 10-second hold, and 3, using that core to stabilize when you're lifting. 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, and hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly down. We're going to inhale, and on the exhale, lift both those legs back up into that hovering position. And now what we're going to do is also just scissor our legs forward and back, using that core to stabilize. And let's do 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, and back hovering both legs on each other, lifting up to hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly rolling down. One more. We're going to squeeze those glutes, activate that core, lift those legs up towards the ceiling, and we're going to hold from here, hovering that lower leg, keeping it in the air. We're just going to lift and lower that top leg in almost like a diagonal movement, slightly backwards, up and down. That's 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, 2, 3 more, 6, and 7, and 8, and back to center, lifting both legs up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly lowering back down. We're going to turn over onto our other sides to perform that same sequence. Hope you all are managing. You should be getting a little burn down the side of your body. Same thing, same positioning, resting that head on your lower arm, placing your upper arm in front of you, support hips, knees, and shoulders all in line, squeezing that core, making sure hips are perpendicular to the ground, shoulders perpendicular to the ground, and inhale and exhale up, and 1, and 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6, 2 more, and 7, making sure that body isn't rocking when you're lifting and lowering, you're stabilizing and holding, and 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly dropping back down, resting for 3, 2, 1, engaging that core, sucking in that pelvic floor, inhale and exhale up, and we're scissoring our legs, making sure that you're still elevating both legs up towards the ceiling, and let's do 6 more, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, and back to center, lifting and holding for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, slowly lowering and resting for 5, 4, 3, 2, inhale, exhale, lifting those legs up towards the ceiling, hovering that lower leg in the air, and you're lifting that top leg in a backward diagonal angle towards the ceiling. We're going to do 8 with an 8-second hold. That's 3, core nice and tight, keeping that control, 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8, and back and holding for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly lowering back down. From here, we're going to turn over onto our backs, making sure our glutes are activated, core is activated, spine and pelvis are in neutral. You're going to place your hands on your sides, drawing our shoulders down the back, squeezing our shoulder blades together, neck in neutral. We're going to activate that core. We're going to breathe in. We're going to suck in that pelvic floor, and we're slowly going to lift head, then neck, and chest off the ground, squeezing those gaps together. In this position, I want you to bend your arms slightly and push your hands into your hips, and you're going to hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, inhale and exhale, slowly rolling back down, one little step at a time. And inhale and exhale up. We're doing 3 sets of these 10-second holds, and focusing on pushing your hands into your side, drawing those gaps down your back, squeezing them together. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, slowly rolling back down. And inhale and exhale, slowly back up. Hands into your hips, drawing those gaps. 10, core tight. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly rolling back down. From here, we're slowly going to extend our arms overhead. We're going to activate our core to lift our straight legs up towards the ceiling, and then our arms into a Superman hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Holding this position, we're going to bring arms into a W hold. From here, we're going to extend from W to T, squeezing those gaps, making sure you're drawing them down your back. We're going to do 10 of these. 1 and 2. Squeezing 3 and 4. When you're coming back, I want you to bring those elbows towards each other. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And slowly bringing arms overhead and slowly rolling back down. We're going to place our hands on our sides. We're slowly going to lift head, neck, and chest off the ground, squeezing those gaps. Now, I want you to lift arms up towards the ceiling, and we're going to do little pulsations. We're going to do 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, core tight. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and slowly inhale, exhale, rolling back down. Inhale, exhale, back up. We're going to lift up, and we're going to do little pulsations towards each other now. Arms up towards the ceiling and almost clapping your hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and arms down, rolling head, neck, and chest back down. And inhale, and doing that going up to that position one more time, lifting up. From here, we're going to bend and extend, bend and extend. While you're doing this, you're activating your glutes to lift your knees off the ground. And we're going to do 5 more, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. Lowering those legs, lowering those arms, and lowering your head back down towards the floor. We're going to inhale, exhale, slowly back up. Keeping those legs on the ground this time, lifting arms up towards the ceiling and pulsating. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back up and towards each other. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up, and 5, bending and extending. 2, 3, and 4, and 5, dropping those arms to slowly lower yourself back down. We're going to do that set one more time. Deep breath in, exhale, rolling head, neck, and chest off the ground, lifting, opening that chest, lifting arms up towards the ceiling, and 5 pulsations up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and towards each other. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and bending and extending. 1, and squeezing those triceps as you extend. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Dropping arms towards the floor, slowly lowering head, neck, and chest back onto the ground, extending arms overhead and lifting yourself into that resting position. Pushing shoulders down into the ground, and we're going to hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Getting onto that all fours, and we're just going to open chest, bringing our right arm towards the ceiling and slowly back down, and doing that same thing with the other side, and back down and back into that resting position, and over, into your back. On your back, you're slowly going to bring arms into a T position, lifting legs into tabletop, and just dropping those knees towards the floor, looking in the opposite direction. Just stretching out. And slowly back over. Looking in the opposite direction. And slowly back to center and dropping legs down. I hope you enjoyed that sequence. It was a lot of fun. You should be burning in the back of your arms, down the back of your back and into your legs and core. Please make sure, like I say all the time, quality over quantity. Make sure you're activating correctly and feeling that activation as you are moving. Have a good day and see you in the next video. Looking forward to helping you out.